All right, for other people out there who might want to know, apparently the crown that you wear when you were young or born, you were able to sense things and see things. And some of us have not been caught up in, say, the word game that is part of, I guess, this religion or religion period, where you devote yourself to something and devoting yourself to something, I can say other than yourself, is actually detrimental to yourself because you're actually not fulfilling the fullness of yourself. But at the same time, if you give yourself to something greater than yourself, then you can contribute to something that you can never achieve alone. Gilgamesh is a great example. Tower of Babylon is a great example. And you're constantly hearing voices. Whether or not you hear it or not, there's something there. You have five senses, but there's more senses there. They would say, in a way, because if you can hear or you can sense, say for example, your cousin when they're or your family when they're in agony or pain or something like that, then that's another sense that you don't, register. But that can be something that's applied to you, something that's given to you, something that's grafted onto you, something that is not natural. So there's a whole bunch of like confusion here, and it's hard as hell to actually see through it because, to be honest, if you don't have any pegs, any way of to nailing it down, so you can actually, confirm it, look at it, and actually register in your mind, is something that's fleeting. It's like a thought, and you don't remember all the thoughts you have in one day, but it's the same difference. So as it comes, it goes, in the one ear out the other. Uh, People seem to be uh, rescued by the Christian religion and all this other shit so that they can actually become Jesus becoming their God and all this other shit. But it also seems that they are given a second chance. You are not able to enter the kingdom of heaven unless, which is up in the sky, unless you were reborn, born anew. So you're born into sin. You're given a second chance. You're probably clean perfectly, and then you are allowed an opportunity to prove yourself. Uh, we all believe in something higher than us. We all believe that community together can work towards a goal. If we want to get rid of a volcano, it's possible. If you have enough people with, who are smart enough. So mountain can be moved and all this other shit with enough faith. I think there's so many word games involved in religion that it's hard to actually look at it. Even the elect will be fooled in the end times. That's what they're saying. And there'll be two in the field, so they could be two slaves, or a slave and an owner, and one will disappear. So the owner could disappear, or some shit like that, or the slave could end up missing and probably hung from a tree. It's a whole bunch of fucked up shit in his religion. It sounds really nice, sounds really pretty, but behind it is a huge amount of murder. I mean, if you contribute yourself to it, say for example, they nailed his ass to the cross, Jesus to the cross, and you've been born into his or baptized into his death, then you could be murdered. That's basically what this seems like to me in a way. So you're volunteering yourself to be murdered, and you prove yourself worthy by being brave enough to actually die. And you got a whole bunch of females out here that are attracted to that. So that must be the gift of God somehow that a man can find a decent female. But he can be a tyrant and a complete ass and everything else because you have no idea. And there's a great war in heaven. How the hell, if you own heaven and you're God, do you have a war in heaven? You created Satan and you created your son, right? How the hell is there a war in heaven when everything that you say is to be followed? So you got a whole bunch of people out here smoking crack cocaine, cigarettes, drinking all the time, prostituting, whatever fuck else you want to come up with that you consider the greatest evils ever, worshiping other gods and all this other shit. And somehow somehow, I don't even know how to put it. They died in their own sin, and through lack of understanding, they're destroyed.